Yeah, I'm back with another daily app. What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. We back though, man. I'm back gaming, back on my shit, back on my bullshit. What's up with everybody, man? Today, I just want to listen straight to it. Might be a hot take, might not be a hot take, but this is my take, okay? I think independent and AA games is going to save the gaming space. That's what it is, okay? Let me explain. Recently, okay? Now I'm a PlayStation guy, so like a lot of my views come from a PlayStation skewed type point of view, right? Recently, after that crazy ass, bum ass live service push from PlayStation that had game after game fail, okay? Like, I mean, you can go down the list. What, Concord, the fucking the puffy one with all the soap and shit, you know what I'm saying? There was more too. Okay, I think some got canceled. The Last of Us game that got canceled. There's a bunch more. I'm not naming them all, but pretty much out of like all these games, I want to say the number was like around like 11 or something. I was watching a video recently. That might have been the number they used. So don't get that at me. But really, the only one that really kind of boomed like that was Helldivers. So you got all this big push. Everybody, all the big wigs, they all want those live service games. They want to be able to get money forever, okay? And corporate greed is going to be what fucks this up, man. I was watching, and the wheels that got all this turning was I was thinking about the most recent cancellation from Ubisoft, Supersoft, whatever the fuck they call themselves. The Prince of Persia: Sands of Times remake or remaster, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know, but they canceled it. Okay, and now this could be in part they might be trying to trim fat, get ready to sell. We're not talking about that, but I can't for the life of me. Now this is just coming from a consumer state of mind too. I'm not no big business guy, so whatever. I do know the motherfuckers is greedy at the top. That's what I do know. We can all agree on that. But to me, it doesn't make sense to just keep putting all this money into super duper big titles, and then when they don't do super duper big numbers, that these wild expectations that these dummies that don't even game and they suits and ties and super bonuses, when they don't hit their forecast, whatever the fuck it's called, the game's counted as a failure. That don't make no sense to me. That's kind of dumb to me, because why wouldn't you be making a bunch of, not even a bunch, just a handful of smaller games and showing those games love, and having like proper marketing cycles and putting the proper marketing push into those, you know what I'm saying? Because what was it? The other Prince of Persia, it was the Metroidvania one, Two Crowns? Lost Prince? Whatever the fuck it was called. It wasn't Two Crowns. Two Crowns is Kingdom. Whatever the fuck that shit was called. Lost Prince, the Prince of some shit. Whatever that one was, the Metroid one, with the guy with the Killmonger cut. Bro, that shit was fantastic. It was like critically well accepted by the critics and your regular guy. But if we're being honest, I don't feel like, now this just could be me being in my own bubble, so I like to put disclaimers on it all. That could be just me being in my own space, but I don't feel like the marketing for that was like anywhere. Like, I don't feel like that game was pushed at all to the levels it could have. And I mean, even if they could have knocked like $10 off that too, it would have, I feel like it would have sold probably twice as much, you know. But I feel like those type of games, those smaller projects that aren't like $400 million to make, I feel like if you make a handful of those and you can get them out at a faster cadence, you know what I'm saying, a faster pace, I feel like that you would, in the long run, be making more money. And I can't come to grips with like, oh, we got to put the fucking $400 million game out with the fucking 5 to 6 year fucking developing shit. Like, what are we doing, dog? Like, it's not sustainable. You know that. And then when you have these lofty expectations that don't hit, it's, you know, a prime example of that was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They said that game was a failure. Anybody I knew loved it. Anybody I knew bought it. So I'm just confused as to who you thought was going to buy that didn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think we need lower expectations. And I love these big blockbuster games. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Sony Studios. Shout out Square Enix. They do their thing. But I feel like the sting of those games, the big ones, when they don't do these record-breaking numbers that are forecasted and shit, I feel like the sting of it would be lessened if you had a bunch of other games, you know what I'm saying, like cooking, and you're working those. So I say that to say, that's why I think that AA games and indie games are gonna save the space, bro, because indie games in super particular, bro, there's so many of them, and like being a console player, we don't even get to see like close to how much there is like on Steam and shit like that, bro. It's wild how many of them games come out per year, and a lot of them are good, bro. A lot of them are so good. So I mean, you know, we play them late when they come to console and stuff too, but I'll be the idiot that's online. I'd be like, when's it come to console? This is cool, bring the console. I know they'd be tired of my ass. I've been badgering them boys for no rest for the wicked. Any posts I see in them boys, we hit patch this, patch that. And I'd be like, yeah, patch the console, motherfucker. Like, yo, port that shit, bro. I'm starving over here. Nah, I'm not. We got a plethora of games to play. But I've also noticed AA games, bro, AA games used to be so abundant, dude. They used to be so abundant. Now they're starting to tick back up though. I mean, if you look at this past year for any inclination on it, man, what do you have? You had Clair Obscur, okay? Like, that's a AA game. You know what I'm saying? They just made magic, okay? That's all they did. They made magic. They cooked. You know, they cooked. And then what you got? You got Team Cherry. Team Cherry, is that? I think that's pretty. I think that's what they called their name. They made Silk Song, and I ain't played Silk Song, but I played Hollow Knight, the first one. And I mean, it was a banger. But the way people talk about Silk Song, that's an independent, you know. There's a few others recently that I feel like were making noise with the AA. Oh, I know a AA game that I like. They came out a couple years ago. This might have been 23 or 22, but it was Atlas Fallen. The sand game, that's not even my type of setting, my biome or nothing. That game was fun, okay? If you didn't play Atlas Fallen, you need to go check that out, bro. You got sand powers, and it's turned up. And you like your powers, you get to do more shit the higher your combo gets. You know what I'm saying? So it's really good. But I say all this to say, man, that like there's enough space for everything. You know, there's enough space for everything. Everything ain't gotta be balls to the wall. If it doesn't sell more than anything else, then it's a fail. You know, so that shit is unsustainable. And people have been saying that for like the better part of the decade now. You know what I'm saying? It's not sustainable. It's not, nah. You know, but we're never going to get these guys not to be greedy. These major publishers, we're never going to get them to understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, Ubisoft, man, Ubisoft particular, I feel like I talk a lot about them, but they're just like the best example. You know what I'm saying? Because we rooted for them. People was rooting for Ubisoft, you know, but then they just every step of the way, they just dropped the ball. Like, who's leading them motherfuckers, bro? Like, who's making the decisions for them guys? I don't know. But they, you know, shit sucks, man. We do get these big AAA joints, you know, but for the space to continue moving forward and thriving, the hobby that I love, okay, the hobby that I love, there's got to be a shift. You know what I'm saying? Everything can't be AAA. For a while there, I feel like there was no AA games. I felt like the shit was the middle class gone. But we need them, man. We need them. Just like it's sad that Xbox ain't gonna be making consoles no more, because we need Xbox too, man. We need everything in cohesion to work, man. That's how the world works. That's how the world is in its best anything. Is when there's variety and cohesion. You feel me? Like the big three, bro. Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. We need that shit. We can't just have one person running the things, you know what I mean? Because Nintendo is always moving to its own cadence, its own beat. Okay? But PlayStation, so they're not really like PlayStation and Nintendo. Is my line not straight right here? Am I tripping? I don't think it is, bro. Maybe I just got one side pulled up higher than the other. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, anyway, but yeah. Yeah, man. We need everybody. We need the people at the top stop being bitches. We need AA to keep doing their thing. We need independent to keep doing their thing and keep being bigger than ever and keep climbing, dog. Because y'all boys is the innovators, man. Y'all boys the innovators. Y'all moving the space forward right now. The indie games are doing a lot of heavy lifting, man. And we need variety, man. So, yeah. That's all I got for you today, man. Shout out to AA. Shout out to Indie. We need y'all. Come save us. Hey, I'm TIG Ronan on behalf of Social Serious Gaming. I'm out.